Today we're gonna do a vintage Disney haul. The first piece I have to show you guys is from my childhood. Dad, are you watching? I believe Santa Claus brought me this for Christmas when I was really small. I do remember using it. I was terrible at it. Can you believe my dad held on? Okay, so I remember playing with this, I think the age of 5, 6, I don't know. It was very small. Look at how great a condition this box is in. This is my dad, people. Almost 40 years. And inside the box, I mean, I'm sure you can tell I emptied it because I'm going to do an in-depth video later. Inside the box is everything. The desktop, the screens, the paper, everything, all the little knobs to turn the paper. Dad, you're too much. I love this. I know this isn't super old, like what, 70s? It might have been made in the late 70s, early 80s. But he hung on to it, you know? I feel like I have a piece of Disney history here. Learn to draw the Disney way. A method that teaches you how to draw like a Disney artist. I didn't become an animator. I can't draw worth a crap. I love this so much. I think it's going to be, it is. It's a fantastic addition to my Disney museum. I have no idea how I'm going to display it, but it's going to be displayed for sure. When? That's another story. Okay, let's see. So out of all the vintage items I have for you today, this is the only personal item. Everything else I have picked up antiquing or thrifting. You guys know I love collecting the little golden books, and I have a few more, but these are the oldest ones I've got. I'll have to double check. So Mother Goose, 1952 was a good year. Three Little Pigs, 1948. And this was the second copy. The original was 1933. It's in fantastic shape. That's the reason I picked these up. I paid up for these a couple dollars. I think the most I paid for one of them was $8. But you know, they're old and in fantastic shape. So I had to get them. Also, I don't have any Three Little Pigs merch. I really want the Walt Disney Classics collection, the WDCC of the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. It's on my wish list. For now, this will suffice. Mary Poppins. Guys, 29 cents. That's what it cost you when they printed this book. All right, this one in particular was printed in 1964. And in fantastic condition. Like you can feel it, like the spine hasn't been tortured. It looks a little worn on the, but it's beautiful. This one I paid up for. And this one I just got, we had an antique fair in town, an antique show. I've come across Song of the South stuff a couple times. It is part of Disney history. Doesn't make it okay. We all know that Disney has made leaps and bounds to not be this anymore. I think it's important to have it, not to glorify it, but I just don't think we should forget. Third printing, 1972. So this was the newest one. All right, so fantastic additions to my vintage book collection, my little golden book. Guys, walking around the antique shop, I came across this. It's an ad. The Saturday Evening Post. Walt Disney's full-length music fiesta in Technicolor. Oh my gosh, can you see this? Again, hearkening back to a time where it was apparently okay to make caricatures out of cultures. This was 20 bucks. Granted, I got it on sale for 40% off, but I hesitated until I pulled it out and I saw the date on the back. This is from 1945. This ad is from 1945, and that is why I got it. It's in fantastic condition. And like I said about the Uncle Ramus book, it's a part of Disney history. And being a Disney fan, I think it's important to acknowledge all of Disney, including their history. Praise the Lord, the company does not resemble that anymore. Moving on. This antique shop in particular, I rent a space at. I've walked by this a number of times and I wanted it, but y'all can see how much money I spend on Disney, so I try to keep to my budget. If my husband sees this, he'll laugh. But anyway, I have a teeny tiny Disney duck collection. Wow, she says that. And I'm like, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck. What I mean by that is I wanted Uncle Scrooge, Huey, Dewey and Louie, Ludwig Von Drake. Anyway, so when I saw this, I was like, ooh, 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 Mother Goose. Is it copyright? 1963. God, this isn't fantastic. Well, I think it's in good condition. The sides are still intact. This one has started to split a little bit. The record looks great. I haven't listened to it. Probably never will. But when I picked her up, I just thought I'd love to see her on my wall someday. So, plans for the future. I'm not sure how I'll display it. For now, it's just going to go in a safe place. All right, this next piece surprised me. You guys know I'm not a big Mickey and Minnie collector. Ignore me. But when I saw her in the store, I couldn't leave her. Because I'd never seen anything like this. I see a lot of Mickeys. And if it's real old and in great condition, I'll pick it up. But yeah, I did a quick search on her when I was in the store and I couldn't find much. It says Disney Japan. I'll show you guys. And I don't know how old she is. 70s? You guys tell me what you think. If you have any info on these, let me know. I thought the look of her paint job there on her face in particular, I thought it kind of had a knockoff look. Which is like, why would you buy a knockoff? I'm just a nerd for the old Disney stuff. But I have seen other vintage collectors and they have paint jobs similar to this. So maybe it's legit. If you guys know anything about her, let me know in the comments. Okay, the next three. You guys, this is so sweet. I helped my sister-in-law move a couple weeks ago and she gifted me with this set. They say Disney Taiwan. I'll have to crop in some footage. So these were hers from childhood, and she and I are the same age. And I think she said as a kid, they picked them up from a thrift store. So she bought them secondhand. So that makes me think it's possible they could be a little bit older. Do you recognize these? Does anything jump out to you about these? If so, please leave me information. Leave me a comment. I would love to know more. They're pristine. She's not a big Disney fan, so I really lucked out helping her move. This was my payment. She didn't need to do it, but I almost cried. I should have like a jar and I got to put a nickel in it every time I say, I'm not a big Mickey fan. But what? They're older, vintage, in fantastic condition. This one has my heart. You know I got to find the Donald. eBay, here I come. It's kind of shocking that I haven't done that already. All right. So the last 3 items we have, I got this last weekend at the antique shop in town. Do you remember when I said Ludwig Von Drake a minute ago? And Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Tiddly Winks. Look at this box. This again, I think the box says somewhere in here 1961. Woo! Now, I believe, okay, so it says copyright 1961. That doesn't mean this was created in 1961, but it's near that date, right? Guys, look at this. The edges aren't torn apart and pieced together with tape. Yeah, like that's what I look for. Most of you probably think it's junk. If my dad's watching, he's laughing. He goes, "It is junk." To me, it ain't. All right, so you open the box, and this is inside. You guys, it's perfect. It's pristine. You got the jar and the little coins. But look at it. It's not, it looks like a toy that barely ever got played with. Get it. It's in great condition. And what does it say? Ludwig Von Drake. You can hear it. You can hear his accent, can't you? I know he had, I thought maybe a series on the Disney Channel, like an around the world bit. I remember him from the sing-along videos. You guys do the sing-alongs? So at the same booth, I went and got this too. More Ludwig Von Drake. Can you see that? This is an Aladdin Thermos. I know it's hard to tell because it's missing the closure and the cap. I believe those are 2 separate items. And yeah, they were both missing. I got the Tiddly Winks for $10 and I got this for $10. And you may think I overpaid. I do not. Yeah, I was hemming and hawing because it's not in, how old do you guys think this is? It's in good condition, in my biased opinion. But when I tipped it down and I saw the label on the bottom, I was like, sold. That's coming home with me. When I go antiquing, I see like the Aladdin lunch boxes and thermoses from I think the tin ones in the 70s, the plastic ones in the 80s. So I'd never seen Aladdin label. Tin, is it? It looked old. I wanted it. So I had no Ludwig Von Drake, and now I have 2. He's so beautiful. Guys, I can like hear my dad laughing at me if he's watching. That's so cute. All right, and the last item I got was this puzzle. We all remember these with the big thick pieces. It's like particle board. Hope you're not getting too much glare off the ring light there. So what does she always say? I'm not really a big Mickey fan. I'm more of a Donald Duck girl. So I have a shelf over there that's decorated. I happen to have a Disney book with these 2 on the cover. I have this beautiful Donald figurine. I have this old school Mickey Mouse telephone. So I thought, I don't know, this duo, I like it. Guys, what do you think the year is on these? When were these made? My guess was the 70s and early 80s. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, that does it for my vintage Disney haul. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've got any info on any of these pieces. If you're new to my channel, my name is Shannon, and this channel is dedicated to my love of Disney, in particular Disney memorabilia and collecting Disney memorabilia. Maybe hoarding. If nerding out over Disney merch sounds fun to you, stick around. I'm going to have a couple more videos posting shortly. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.